Money in the Bank 2023 is fast approaching, and since my last prediction video went so well, I decided to get the rest of the guys in for another prediction video. Myself, Kev, and Toner are all going to give our predictions. We're going to tally up how many wins that we get right, and whomever has the most losses will either have to do a forfeit or something equally as horrible. So let's just get into it. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Gut feeling Logan Paul. He's proven to be a very capable wrestler, and I think, given his celebrity status and in-ring ability, they will try and push him.
For the men's Money in the Bank, there is only one way that it should go, but because of who they have in it, I think that LA Knight should be pushed because of how over he is. But I think that they are going to go down the route of having a Logan Paul, Seth Rollins match. Personally, I want it to be LA Knight, but I'm going to say Logan Paul just because of the way they've been going.
The men's Money in the Bank, there's many different ways that I could see it go. Personally, I'm torn here. I do like LA Knight. He's very much over. I thought as a sneaky outsider, Butch may go and claim it, but I'm going to stick with who I thought initially, and it's who I'm going to remain with, which is Damian Priest.
The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm gonna go for the last kicker, Becky Lynch, because it's the only thing she hasn't done. Realistically, they could have anybody winning this, even Trish Stratus. It's the one thing she hasn't done, and they're still trying to give her a mega heel push.
With the women's Money in the Bank match, I believe that they're going to put Becky Lynch over. They don't need to, but I think that's how it's going to play out. And then they're going to do a story where Trish tries to get the Money in the Bank off her. So I'm going to say Becky Lynch.
With the women's Money in the Bank, I was kind of torn. I could see this going a few different ways. I'm going to go with Io Sky on this one. I think that's where a lot of people, when I've kind of looked about and heard stuff, have went. I'm very much the same. I think she'd make for a good champion. I think there's a lot of good storylines with who she's with now that could, very much provide good matches in the future. So, I do think she'll win that. Rollins and Balor, I think will be a fantastic match. I've got to go with Rollins for the win. I can't see them changing it that early. I think it'll be a great match that, could potentially go either way. I would just find it very strange to change it this early. I think Rollins is doing really well. The crowd are always behind him. So I think that will remain around him for a bit yet.
Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. I'm actually looking forward to this match. I don't know how they're going to play it out. I think they're going to leave the belt on Seth Rollins for a bit longer. So that's why I'm going to say Finn Balor is not going to win. Seth is keeping the title.
Seth frickin' Rollins versus Finn Balor. Seth frickin' Rollins for me. I think they need to keep this title on the person that they've just given it to for a little while longer to establish credibility.
We've got the Women's Tag Team Championship with Rousey and Baszler against Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I think it's going to be Rousey and Shayna Baszler. They've just won the belts in regards to kind of unifying. I don't think this would be the time to take it off them. WWE seems to be continuing with this kind of star power of Ronda Rousey, and probably not the best to take the belts off her just now. So I believe that the two of them will continue to hold the belts.
Ronda and Shayna versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They're going to keep the belts on Ronda and Shayna because with this whole deal with UFC that's just went through, it is guaranteed that that's where the belts are going to stay.
Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the win for me. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Okay, I'm going to go controversial. I think Dominic is going to win it, but I think Brock Lesnar is going to interfere, thus setting up the trilogy match with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar.
Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic's going to get the win. There's going to be interference from either Rhea Ripley or from Brock Lesnar because they're doing Brock and Cody at SummerSlam. That's guaranteed. We've basically been told that it's happening.
Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. I mean, on paper, this has got to be a Cody Rhodes win. Yes, there could potentially be outside interference. However, I just can't and don't want to see past Rhodes winning this. I am going to stick with Rhodes on this, where I can see the potential for outside interference. I think should Brock come down and attack, potentially going to attack Cody, which would give him the win by DQ anyway. So I definitely think that Cody Rhodes is going to have the win on that.
Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Matt Riddle. Gunther. He's got to win. I'm just not a fan of Matt Riddle at all. Don't see the appeal. That's probably putting a bit of bias because Riddle actually is a really good wrestler. But the only way that I could see like Gunther losing the Intercontinental title, actually, I'll leave that for another day.
Gunther and Matt Riddle. I don't think they should put the belt on Matt Riddle. I don't think they will just now. I think the time isn't right for Gunther to drop the title, especially when there's been no build-up for the match. So Gunther is going to stay as Intercontinental Champion for the minute, at least.
So for the Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther and Matt Riddle, I think it's got to be Gunther. I don't think Riddle's done enough to take the belt. I don't think he's in the same level or league as Gunther is. With everything else going on, it's not really the time to push Gunther yet and have him drop that title. So I think it'll be a Gunther win.
Then we get to the Bloodline Civil War match. This could go either way and everybody comes out of it on top. I want to see the Usos winning. I want to see Solo turn on Roman. Will they do that? Probably not. I think that Jimmy should get the pin over Roman. That's how it has to play out. He has to lose. He doesn't lose any titles, but he starts to lose his family. He starts to lose everything. This is where it has to be. They didn't do it when they should have, so they really need to do it here. I want the Usos to win, but realistically, I'm quite torn with this. The things they've been doing with this story, it's been long and drawn out, and it seems to be that they're going to draw it out for even longer. I'm going to say my prediction is that the Usos win and that Jimmy gets the pin over Roman. It's how I want to see it happen. Will it happen that way? Probably not. But I'm ever hopeful. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody else's predictions and see how it plays out. Hopefully I'm not as wrong as any of the other guys.
In regards to the Bloodline Civil War tag team match, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos, I think it'll be an outstanding match. I think there is potential for outside interference, there's potential for some surprises, there's potential for some people to change alliances, there's potential for a lot of different stuff. It's an ongoing story that I don't think is going to change quickly anytime soon. So for this, I'm going to go with Roman and Solo winning it. I could see it going either way. There's many factors that could make that go either way. However, I just feel that at this time, it's not something that they'll do. I feel that there's many more matches to come involving these four, and for this one, I think Reigns and Solo will win. That is my Money in the Bank 2023 predictions. What I will say is actually a very strong card this year. When you've looked at a lot of the main events, it is a massively strong card and definitely a main event that I'm really looking forward to.
And finally, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. The Usos have to win this one. Reigns can still take a loss and not affect his streak. The Usos need their credibility back. And I think Solo has to do a face turn. It's the only way it's going to establish his credibility. If he takes a loss again under Roman Reigns, it's not going to make him look any better. And that is our predictions for Money in the Bank 2023. Will you be watching along on the 1st of July? Who do you think is going to win these matches? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, good night.